What's going on, guys? This is Snoop603 from Shustybang, and today we're going to cover Battlefield 3 Endgame. This is an overall review for the console version of it, because I'm definitely going to be covering this on PC throughout the remainder of this week and into early next week before it becomes available for everyone. You know, as it is right now, Endgame will be coming out for Xbox and PC premium players tomorrow. A week after that, it'll be available for all Battlefield 3 players. So I was able to play it a bunch this past week on PS3, and while it was fun, it wasn't great. It seems to have found that magical middle ground, pretty much dead center, somewhere right in between absolutely terrible and absolutely great. I figured since this is the last DLC for Battlefield 3, it was going to be absolutely great. I thought it was going to be fantastic, but simply put, I wasn't wowed. So let's just get to what I thought was bad about this DLC and get that out of the way, and then we'll end it on a good note and cover what I thought was really, really good about the DLC. First and foremost, the maps are just simply a little bit too big for console. I don't think that they were as big as like Armored Kill, where you just flat out couldn't fill it with 24 people and it was way too slow, but they're not as fine-tuned as something, you know, like out of the vanilla maps or Back to Karkin. Capture the Flag. While it is unique, it seems a little too different to be really enjoyed because of the vehicle aspect. And I know that I'm definitely going to be one of the only people that feel this way, but hear me out for a second. Every game mode outside of anything for close quarters is vehicle-based, which is fine. I know that's a unique aspect of Battlefield 3, but I was really hoping for a game mode that could be played for infantry only as well, just for more variety. If they had it so that you could play it as it is right now within Endgame, but they also had like a literally just like a CTF infantry only game mode where you can play it throughout all of the maps, and it was just that, like maybe on maps slightly a bit bigger than TDM size maps and just straight up infantry only capture the flag, I thought that would have been perfect. That really would have meant the game to have a lot more variety and given it a totally different aspect, but I guess I am never going to get something like that in Battlefield 3, which, take it or leave it. Me personally, the more variety the better, so I'd love to see it do that, but it is what it is. Last but not least, the maps looked fucking awful on console. In that, I mean that a lot of the detailed failed to render in far too often. If you guys saw Weapon Request Live, this last Thursday, the most recent one, I think it was episode 35, I was playing on Operation Riverside, and you could see just how bad it was. And on top of that, I was losing a lot of frames when playing. So I know consoles are supposed to be maxed at 30 frames per second, but it looked like I was playing on 20 at times. I don't know if maybe they just tried to put a little bit extra detail in it and the console just couldn't keep up. I don't understand these things, so if that sounds absolutely retarded, there's probably a good chance it was. It didn't look as good as it did in previous DLCs as far as console goes. And I still don't think that console is absolutely terrible. Like, yeah, how it looks on PC is way better, but console is still great. I have no complaints on that end. It's just that this particular DLC was a lot worse than any other DLCs. Now we got the bad stuff out of the way, let's cover the good stuff. We get a new game mode. That's one of the good things, is Capture the Flag. I know I just said it's bad, but you know what? At the end of the day, more variety is better, regardless of how you cut it. So while I may not be a big fan of it, and I don't hate it, I'm more on the side of don't care for it than I really enjoyed it. I do know that there are plenty of others that really do enjoy it. So this is a good thing for everyone else, and I'm not going to begrudge that. I'm not going to let my own personal distaste for it get in the way. Having a new game mode is always good. More variety, I've always been saying this since day one, is just the spice of life. More variety is always a good thing. More maps. You really can't argue with having 4 new maps. It just helps break up the monotony, even though we already have a ton of maps as it is. Anything new, always a good thing. Comes back to that variety thing. And you get new vehicles. I didn't really get to use them all, and some of them are a little quirky. The dirt bikes are pretty cool. There's a couple of anti-air guns, I believe. Well, I know there's at least one. You got that IFV dropship. It's all pretty cool. Nothing, you know, earth-shatteringly great. I guess the dirt bike is the only one you could really say that about, but again, it's not earth-shattering great. It's just there. It's fun, but nothing crazy. My overall kind of score or grade, whatever, for Endgame on console, I'll give it 3 out of 5 stars on the high side, but to me, I really feel like it feels more of a 2 to 2.5 stars out of 5 max. It's too reminiscent of Armored Kill. It's got big maps, again, not overly big like Armored Kill, but still a little bit bigger than average. That's just how it feels to me. The maps themselves don't really wow me on here. They're not bad, but they're not great. While the dirt bike is fun, and I know that's basically supposed to be like the key thing about this DLC, you can do a lot to mess around and have fun with it. It's just really nothing special. So I guess final word on it as far as what would I recommend to you about purchasing it. If you're still a die-hard Battlefield 3 fan and you want to keep this game going, then without a doubt, get it. I think it's good enough that for people that are still really, really interested in the game, you'll have a blast with it. Maybe not as much as on console as you would PC for this particular DLC, because I think the 24-player limit is going to, again, limit itself to how fun and effective it can be compared to PC. It's still good enough. I would recommend it in that case. If you're on the fence about getting it, where it comes down to you have cash to either buy this DLC or some other game that you can put that money towards that you have your eyes on that's coming out soon, I would opt for the newer game. Again, it's really not that good. It's not like Aftermath or Back to Karkin, where I thought both of those DLCs were really, really awesome and really fun, and even especially Aftermath, where we didn't even get the new weapons. I had a blast with it. I would hands down still recommend that over, holding out for another game that's potentially coming out. If you're completely out of BF3 and you're looking for a good excuse to get back into it, maybe you got friends who are still playing it, and you're like, I just need that extra little push, do not bother. I really don't think the DLC is that good that it will get you back into the game and be like, okay, I remember this is fun, I got something new, this is breaking the monotony up a little bit. It's not that good. So based on that, I would not recommend it. Unfortunately, at this stage in the game, I think the only DLC capable of doing something like that would be a Back to Karkin, because you get new maps, new guns, and I believe you got at least one new vehicle. But, I mean, that's it. So again, on the very high side, I give this DLC a 3 out of 5 stars, or I guess anywhere from 2 to 3 stars. It depends on a lot of things, but it's a so-so DLC. That's going to wrap it up. Leave some comments and let me know what you guys think of the DLC as a whole now you've had the time to play it, for those that have played it. Those that haven't played it, what are your thoughts about it? Are you going to get it if you don't have premium? Are you just not interested if you even do have premium? Any of that. So, thanks guys for watching. I'll catch you guys later.